It's 2017 and I don't know why I'm up and ready, and I thought, okay, I'll do that video today. And first of all, I wanted to wish you all a very good 2017. As you know, it's going to be a Wheel of Fortune year and a magician, but I'll make another video about this, about my year cards and all that. But today, like most people on YouTube, I wanted to do a video about the decks that I got very close to during last year, 2016. And it doesn't mean that, you know, there's ones that I haven't used that much and ones I'm still learning, so I didn't really put them in this. It doesn't mean I don't love them. It means that I haven't had the wow, you know, factor yet. Also, before I start, I wanted to thank you all for watching. I must be doing something right. I'm getting a lot more subscribers. As you know, I don't work in a tarot business anymore, but I decided to share some knowledge, some thoughts with you, and I really enjoy your feedback. So thank you for everybody who followed me in 2016, and I hope we're gonna have a great year together again. So this year, as I said, the first video is about what decks touched me, amazed me, gave me insight, grounded me, or made me fly in 2016. The first one, and I know there's some of your favorites you won't see, but there's some I'm still learning, some I won't include because I didn't have that connection. I'm not doing a video just to say, oh, you know, look at my collection. But okay, the first one, it's been my deck forever. I'm surprised it hasn't budged. It's like I've just bought it. It's my Aquarian Tarot. Now, when I used to do professional readings, I used this tarot mostly, or most of the time, yeah. So this tarot I learned tarot with. It's my second or third ever deck, I think. Because my first one was the New Tarot, an American deck that looks so indie now when I look at it. And I came through tarot through the psychological aspect at the time, because in Quebec there was this woman that read tarot that way. But anyway, I'm already, see, focus. That's going to be my word for 2017. So, it's a Rider-Waite clone. I don't have a Rider-Waite. Well, I have a small one that I color and use, but for other things, I don't really. I'm not a fan of the Rider-Waite, and it's just this deck has opened up tarot for me. So that's very important. What tarot you learn first, that open up that word for you. I know some of you have one like this and don't use it anymore, but it's just given me so much. So not only, let me come closer, not only it gave me, it opened up the tarot word to me and the meanings and everything, but also after a few years of using it, it started opening up chakra readings. I didn't know much about chakras, and I had to learn along with what the deck was showing me. So it's a particular art, you like it or you don't. I do use decks that I'm not that fond of the art, but that are just amazing. So yeah, this deck is my, how you call it, workhorse deck. But it has, as you can see, these amazing things about chakras on it. So that was the first one. Another general one, which is a bit, it took me years to buy. Let me show you some cards who are the most amazing at the touch and the smell. They smell like It's not even print, it's like a kind of, they're perfumed. You know, it's like this old perfume you would find in the 20s or something. But anyway, it's the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Now, it took me years to buy it. Don't know, 10 something. This tarot for me was too religious. You see, when I talk about art and the basis of it, it is based on a Rider-Waite too, but it was just extremely religious for me, and I thought, I'm not a religious person, as in, you know, one theme religion deck. I don't mind when there's multiple. But just one, I wasn't sure. And then one day I cried, so I've got to get it, and I was right. It's the most beautiful deck I have, and I mean I have beautiful ones, you know, artist ones and all that. But it is just for the cardstock, for the edging, the gilding, the smoothness of it is just, and the art. It's a collage deck, so I know some of you don't like collage decks. I do. I'm fond of collage, but this deck has done something absolutely amazing. I did a 3-card spread. I can't remember. Yes, I remember now what for. Oh yeah, I was looking for a work experience, and oops, there's a reversed, and the answer was no. And I insisted because I really wanted, oh, look at her. I really wanted to go there. So I did a spread, and I'll show you the card with this deck, and I'll show you the cards because they know they're here. I keep them out. Maybe you've seen that in one of my other videos. Oops, it's that way. So it's Death, the Queen of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. And I picked these 3 cards, right? And I knew with Death that I could have another chance. Death means, you know, renewal. And I thought, okay, I asked about that particular place to get that particular job placement. So Death and the Queen of Cups, I know she will change her mind, and especially with the 10 of Coins, I'm signing the papers. So with this, it gave me confidence. You see, it wasn't, obviously it was a bit fortune telling, but it was more, what is the situation? How can I turn it around? And that's what's important with tarot, because if tarot says to you, no, and you go, okay, then next, no. I've learned to use my tarot and see how I can maybe not always change the situation, but sometimes it's changed my attitude towards the situation. But in this instance, I just wanted to know, how can I make them change their minds, right? So I picked that, and it gave me the confidence that they would, right? So that's the first thing. And I'll get on with another deck because there's another deck involved with that. But then I put my cards back, you know, they're in that sturdy box, right? I put them back in my cabinet, and I'm doing a lunar work with Sylvia Pancaro every month on Facebook. It's open, it's an open group, but then she closes it on the 1st of every month. And you work with the lunar phases with your tarot on specific subjects. It's brilliant. I think it's my 5th month now, but anyway, I was looking at what deck I could use for that, and my cabinet is a bit full, so that box just shot out, right? And all my cards just were all over the floor of this deck. So I picked them up, put it back in a box, put it back in the cabinet. And then 5 or 10 minutes later, I walk past and I see 3 cards on the floor. And I thought, oh, I didn't see these ones because they were a bit further away. And I went to pick them up, and in exact same order were these 3 cards. Exact same order. And I freaked. I thought, whoa! So I've had them out since then because Tarot is telling me, yes, you got an answer there, but there's something further. And what is it further? Well, I don't know. Maybe they're going to give me a permanent job. I mean, I've finished now. But, maybe they'll call me back during the season. Here it's very seasonal work. I don't know, but they came back out, so I'm leaving them out. So that's that deck, absolutely amazing. I know I spend a lot of time on this, but I had to tell you. Now, carrying on with this job experience where they said no, I picked up my Vanessa Tarot, and I like this. It's a general go-to deck once again. I suppose it's based on a Rider-Waite too. I think it is. And so I'll show you. It's very cartoonish. There's a hair with it. And but it's fun. It's a fun younger deck, you know what I mean? And you need fun in tarot because all these serious decks like Marseille and the Sauce, and they're brilliant. I'm not saying I love them too, but sometimes you just want a fun light reading. When things are getting tough, I go to my little Vanessa and so make me smile about the situation because I've lost my sense of humor. So here it is. I mean, look at the Chariot. You can picture yourself there. You've done your shopping, you're going away. Yeah. So about this deck. So I thought, right, I'm going to call back this company and ask them for that work experience, but I need advice what to say. So I picked this card. Right. It's the 5 of Cups. Sorry about moving so much. And you can see 2 women, and it's a lady I had to talk to. So it's her and me. And you can see 5. So I asked for a 3-week work experience. She said no. And I was there talking to her, showing 2 cups, and I thought, okay, I'll call back and tell her, what about 2 weeks? So I'm like all confident. So I call and I say, so what's your answer? And she says no for the 3 weeks. And I said, okay, what about 2 weeks? Would that be okay? And she said, yes. So you see how amazing, even a little deck. I mean, I'm not saying it's not as worse as a Marseille or something, but how little deck can give you the advice and you can change things with it. So this is one of my favorite all-rounder deck for everyday use. I really like it. Apart from the Aquarian, I've never read for someone else with other decks, or very, very little. Another one that's become a firm favorite is the Linestrider. Now, I was just reading on Facebook that people had real issues with the cardstock and especially the chipping. I love it. I don't have one issue with it. I find it, so it's general too. It is, once again, I suppose, based on a Rider-Waite, I suppose. I mean, I didn't quite look into what it's based on, really. But I like the animals. It's one of my decks where I'm not too, let's have all animals decks, right? But I have a couple, but with the tarot, I can relate it better because I read with the picture. I read with the meaning, because I know the meaning, but then the picture tells me more. And this one is a bit, it's down to earth. It can be a little bit crude sometimes, but then there's always a soft aspect to it too. So I really like using this deck. Yeah. I haven't had an amazing experience with it yet, but I'm having good readings and I just love the look of it. It's, I love the art. It's peaceful. All this white, it's how I want to live, you know, even in my house, just this white everywhere, and then a few things that I can look at and pick up and that can inspire me. That's how I look at this deck. I just absolutely love it. So that's the Linestrider. I'm going to get on with different decks now, which are not general decks at all. Well, one is a little bit, but oh, yeah, I can all use them for general, but these were mainly my general reading decks. Now, one of my all-time favorite too is my Elemental Tarot by Caroline Smith and John Astro. Now, with this deck taught me something. I used to do the Celtic Cross, and you do the Celtic Cross with this, and your head just explodes because there's so much. You see all you have to learn all the signs. I mean, you don't have to, but you know, there's so much on each card, and it's all symbolic. That if you do Celtic Cross, you're there for like 10 days on it. So these, oh, look at that. I mean, I love the art too. This deck taught me how to do a simple spread, sometimes 1, 2, 3 card maximum. And that's what I do with these. Isn't she? Yeah. So it taught me to get into the card. That's the one that really get into the card and leave the situation that's in there and project myself in it, and it tells me how the situation develops just with one card. I could write a booklet, not a book, but a booklet. It just inspires me. So you know, this will be my favorite every year. I'm a big fan of them. Still looking for the Moon Oracle. In case you have it, I'll buy it, I'll swap. I've got a few decks to swap. So if you have any, I've been asking for the past year. Might get lucky at some point. I know I will. So I like this one too, questioning your beliefs, isn't it? So anyway, I'm not gonna stay hours on it, but that's my deck. And I don't just do divination with it, I do chakras with it, and I do projection work with it. And I'll explain to you for my new year. I'm not gonna stay too long on it because I'll make a video about it. But for my new year, I've got 4 cards. And I've created in a box, right? And it's a projection of what I want to achieve this year. So these 4 cards are staying out for a year. Obviously, unless I want to use the deck, so I'll put them back, then get them back out. But I've also photocopied them. They're on my board downstairs, and I can see them all day long. And it reminds me every day what my goals are, right? And I love this pink and orange, and I feel like I'm in India, a beautiful country. But so I use them for that too, and I'm sure I can use them for magic, but I haven't tried. But it's a very specific deck. Although I use it for readings, I use it for a lot of different things too. Oh, they're all there. Wait, I have to put them a bit closer. One that just, like the Linestrider, when I got it, I couldn't put it down, and now I can't pick it up. It's the, yeah, Raven's Prophecy. Straight to the point. Dark, but earthy. Just in one picture tells 1,000 words, and I like that. It's the opposite of the Linestrider. It's the black here. It's the black you can get into, where the Linestrider, it's the white. Here it's the black. It's that empty space, that empty black. You can, that black hole, I could even say, that you can get into and read. So I kept the words because it's got to be it could be an oracle. See, it's a tarot card a little bit. It could be an oracle, and I might choose to buy another one, which I haven't got any deck, so I've got two versions. But I might get another one and just cut off the words and just use it as an oracle. I don't know, because I use it like that. I do that with a few decks. I use them as tarot and oracle at the same time, and this is a perfect one. You know, then I don't need all these decks with me. I can just travel with that, and that's enough. Right, then we're gonna get to the more specific decks too. I have a mythology deck that I like using because, oh geez, today they don't want to come with me. Because the name of it, the Sacred Feminine, it's a low scarabeo, so it's not very expensive. I was amazed by this deck because not only the booklet is absolutely amazing, you know, it's not what we could call, you know, a one-fits-all booklet. It's not, it's sometimes it's 2 sentences, but it gets you in the card, and there you go. So look at that. It's yeah, there's something in this deck. It was really thought about. It's very feminine. The kings are a little issue here, but I don't care. Well, I read them, you know, whatever. Because the rest of the deck is just perfect. And amazingly, although male is not really well represented in his deck, when you look at the star, it's a male figure, and I like that. It's a change. So you see, for example, yeah, that's a king. So for some people, it's annoying. I don't really care. I mean, I take it as my masculine side too. So I don't use it for other people. And look at that, you're like the show girl, aren't you? Oh, I could talk for hours about this little deck that really, really surprised me. And I know Elise, yeah, I know you like Elise too. Look at that. And I'm pretty sure with this one, I could use it for past lives reading. I'm gonna do a video. I know I've been talking about it for so long, and then Kelly from the Truth in Story beat me to it. I'm gonna do a deck by categories, but you know, it takes so long to put everything together. I just haven't had the time lately, or the light. Although we have a beautiful light here, in the winter it's a little bit more difficult. But anyway, look at that, like meeting your ancestors, doing past life reading. Yeah, it's that's a great deck for that. And I haven't tried it yet for contacting spirits. I'm pretty sure it could be a good candidate for that too. All decks are, but some you have more affinity or talk more to you about some subjects. Now, obviously, it's a past themed, isn't it? Mythology. It's a past themed deck, so obviously you can use it for past lives readings. But then contacting spirits is another level, so I'm not sure, I haven't tried, but it is a good potential. So, Tarot of the Sacred Feminine. And talking about this, Uh, I knew I would forget one name. Here it is, by Ricardo. Oh well, I'll find the name. I don't use this for readings at all. General readings. It doesn't talk to me as general readings. However, I made a video about this, and it's about how people die. To me, it's a death deck. So if I want to know how someone passed away to the other side, I pick a card from this deck, and it tells me. There'll be more details on that other video I made. See, it's a great deck for that. It just brings me straight away to the cause of death. Now, I'm sure I could use it for health matters too, but I don't do health readings because I'm not a doctor. There you go. I wish I was, because they really interest me, but you can't, you have a responsibility. You can't say things that you don't know about unless you're 100% that you're channeling the right information. And for medical, I'm never 100% of my readings. Who is? Yeah, I can, once someone has gone to it's a difficult issue, but once someone has gone to the doctor and is going through all the pills and everything, then maybe we could look at, what supplements or what physical thing they could do, like sport or meditation, or what, maybe like add something. But obviously I would never ever discuss medication or anything like that. But anyway, this deck is good for contact with spirits and cause of death, what they were doing in life, all that. Brilliant deck for that, to me. I think now we're gonna get to the self-development decks. I'm looking if I forgot anything, because then I'll finish the video and I'll go, oh, I forgot that one. No, I didn't. Self-development. So, let's say I'm getting blanks about all the names of the decks. I'll write them down. It's the first. And I know it. I know it. It's just right now, and I don't want to stop the video. So this deck is absolutely amazing. Now the art is it's by Mary Greer, that I know, because I'm a fan. Yeah, I think I need more coffee. But yeah, it's very child, but it's so profound. You know what? It's like an animated deck. It starts the how can I explain? I get into the picture, and then the elements replace themselves on the card, and the order of them comes, and then they move and they change. I don't know how to explain it. It's like crazy talk, but that's what this deck is to me. Just I've done readings for clearance, as in, clearing some issues that I've had for so long, and wanting to look at what was the cause of a fear, or what was the cause of this or that. Oh, it's brilliant. It's so earthy. It's that pagan, probably you would call it, like earthy spirituality. Yeah, spirituality is a term that doesn't, it's I don't know what term to use. So self-development deck, meditation deck, because that's very important. You meditate with your cards, your decks. Inspiration deck. Yeah. no religious really thing. It's extremely earthy. Or look at that Seven of Rivers. Can't you stay for hours? You know, when you think about other decks, the Seven of Cups, and you look at this one, it's like for hours you can get in it, and which way is the water going, you know, and are you swimming next to it if that's you, and or maybe that's your ancestors. You can do ancestral work with it, mm, past lives. Yeah, this is the one. Oh yeah, one of the first decks to have cards the other side. Well, I use it this side, this way. And you know, the Five of Swords is not that all that fun. Well, this one puts a new perspective on it, and I absolutely love it. Once the name comes back to me. Kind of have the book and oh, the book is fantastic too. The book is great. One that I've been getting into, a nearly swapped. I like having beautiful decks, you know, and I have a few in my collection that are just artist decks, and I do use them, but you know I bought them because I just want it, and that's it. It's the Marielle. It took me forever, but after a few months, you know, if I haven't picked it up. I did a couple of readings with it, which were accurate, but for some reason I wasn't drawn to it, and I thought if you're not drawn to it, there's no point in keeping it. And I always give a last chance to my decks because I want to make sure, especially a pricey deck, I want to make sure before I give it away. Well, you know, swap it or sell it. So I had another go, and that's it. The love affair started. Now, once again, it's a one or two card. I can't do spreads with this. More often than not, it's one card. If you see all the details, it's crazy. I think with this deck, you have to forget everything you know, apart from you can use numerology and you can use the elements with this, and probably astrology too. So if you know the three, I think then it's better to just forget of what is it more like. Is it more like a Rider-Waite? I think it's a mix of decks and a lot from the author. You know, they remind me a bit of the soul cards sometimes, as a feel to it. As you go very deep, you're not too sure what you're looking at. And, well, here you are. And you're not too sure what it wants to tell you. But, oh, I've used reversals, I can see lately. But this is a raw, get to the point, beautiful, beautiful deck. I wouldn't use it to read for other people yet. You know, decks evolve. Your relationship with decks evolve. It's like the Aquarian. I didn't start straight away to read chakras with it. No way. It took me a few years of using the deck before this appeared on to me. It revealed itself. This is a deck that needs to reveal itself, and it will take time. I'm still in a honeymoon period with it, as we say, but I wouldn't trade it now. I mean, look at that Shire. Have you ever seen such a beautiful, powerful Shire? No, I'm gushing. So yes, this is to me a self-reflection deck. It's like, what do I need to know? What's deep, 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 buried deep inside? that it's a kind of a mirror deck, and it's shiny like a black mirror. You can see, yeah, that one. Next, my last three. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but you know, we've got time today. My last three are my I can call it spiritual. Let's call them guides decks, right? They guide me through my spiritual development, all of them. So there's one more general, well, general, if you can call it like that for that issue. It's the fifth tarot. Look at that, right? So once again, all that religious, well, it's a bit of everything in it. There's a fifth element, which is lotuses. There's keywords on it. The book is absolutely out of this world. It gives you not only what's happening on the card, the meanings of it all, but also things to get, things to do, to develop. It's a journey deck too. I like journey decks. And that's another one you can do past lives with, although I'm not yet big on past lives, but I'm looking into it. Look at that. I love the Sphinx. Something about it. So, just an extremely profound, I don't like the word spiritual, but that's what I have to use. But spiritual means as ground, it grounds your spirit. To me, that's what spiritual means, that you feel your spirit and you ground it, and by grounding it, that you linked to everything. That's how I see it. It's not just being airy-fairy with angels. That doesn't work for me. So one deck that I don't have here and is my top deck for spiritual matters is my Aura Soma, but I've showed you it a lot of times. It's a deck, you know, if there's a fire, Aura Soma, let's go. I'd leave all the others, I'd cry for days about it, but I'd take the Aura Soma. Yeah, I don't have it with me. It's working for the moment. It's recharging. I don't want to disrupt it. It's a very elegant deck. It talks about, that's the one I work with angels, with colors. Self-reflection. It's a great deck, but sorry, I can't show it today. But I've showed it before. I've shown it, showed it before, and it's one of my go-to decks for everything too. But it's charging. It's got lovely crystals on it. There. Another one. It took me a while. Tarot of the Spirit. That one, yeah. I trimmed it. This one is like, I call it my female Thoth, because I have the Thoth deck and I'm learning to get deeper into it. But I find the Thoth a little bit too blunt / negative for me. I'm not saying I need fluff, but sometimes I need a soft cushion to say the same thing, and this is my soft cushion Thoth. Sorry, is it Pamela Eakins? Sorry about calling your deck like this. I'm sure nobody ever has. And I didn't drink last night. I don't drink, so yeah. It's based on the Tree of Life, so the Kabbalah. It's obviously very south oriented, and there's symbols absolutely everywhere, and at the same time it's amazing art. You can see that they're all, you know, art pictures. Everything, look at that, rainbow mirrors. I mean, you get into these, you've got 9, and obviously it looks like a tree of life, right? There's one missing because there's 9, so you have to look. Yeah, when you do readings, look at what you don't have on a card or what element you don't have in your sprites too. That gives you a good indication. But anyway, going back to these, well, you can say so much about this card. They look like moon phases. It looks like the tree of life, but there's one missing. You can look at the colors, you can look at the numerology of 9, you can look at the element of water. It's all by elements. I like this more and more. You know, cups, pentacles, yeah, right, but water talks to me a lot. It's very earthy, yeah, again spiritual, because it earths the spirit, and then you can link. Having absolutely an amazing time with this. I'm working with this month, and one card, to achieve what one card tells me, is about a few weeks or months. So I don't need more than that. I need one card. I'll put an oracle next to it just to give me that little bit more information of a direction. You see, the Two of Pentacles, cause and effect. Who says that about these cards? See, that's what I like. It's not right away at all. I'm not putting down the right away. It's just not. I'm not big on it, and that's all. But it's a great system to learn. Haven't we all learned, or most of us, with it, and then forget about it? But the cause and effect here on the two of us. I mean, you've got the 8, the lemniscate, you've got the rainbow in a circle, the black and white, the yin and yang, the stars, the earth and the sky, and then behind it looks like a big eye. I haven't read, the book is really good too. There's poems in it, there's descriptions. I haven't read about this card, but just looking at it really makes me go. So yeah. What I find absolutely fantastic in this deck is that, yes, I like the mages, but the minors are absolutely out of this world. Look at that. The minor arcana. If you want to get a deck with really sacred minor arcanas, that's one. Obviously, this one is too. Because often, you know, oh, let's just put the element and let's just put coins on it and we'll put them begging. No, this is deep, deep, deep. So can I put it down? Yeah, I need to. I need to. And the last one is I call it my Akasha. It is my Akasha. Because this is one of my aims this year. It's to work on the Akashic records, and obviously you can do it with any decks once again, but this one has actually got the card number 22, which is the card of Akashic records. Let me show you. and it's the card of your own personal library, where all your life, your thoughts, everything you've done in this life is recorded. Now, depending on your beliefs, I'll go further than this. Now, you have to take it, with what you believe in. All your lives are recorded in it. Your karma, your everything you said, you saw since your spirit. When you look at this card, let's say you don't even believe in your personal library being real, like the Akashic record. If you want advice, insight on anything, because I like to keep things real, although sometimes I go quite far in some subjects, but I like to keep it real and earthy, because this is one of my targets, I suppose, or life path. It's to keep it as real as possible. Even if that you don't believe in that, look at the card and you see here, you can get into the card through that door, and the meditations you can get from that are just crazy. So these cards are portals, and all the decks should be. They're not all are. I can say, the Vanessa, I won't use it as a portal. I use that as a portal, but you can use any, even Rider-Waite based. There are portals to the major arcanas are. So yeah, let me show you some cards. Obviously, I don't use this for readings as such. This is my meditation deck, life path deck, and I keep exclusively for this. So I think I went through all of them. As you can see, I have decks. Hey Kelly, the porn moustache. Yes, I've been through all my decks. As you've seen, I've got specific uses for most of my decks. Some don't have categories yet, and they're the ones that I'm not sure how to use. There's a few. The Wild Unknown, I still don't know. I've only got it recently, and that's why it's not on my list, for example. That's a good example. Why is it not on my list? Because everybody raves about it. Well, so far, it's shallow. So I need to work it. So I can't put it in my 2016 favorite, but it might be in my 2017 favorite. Because it doesn't mean the year you bought them, it's really, the year that you used them that they gave you that crazy mad insight. So I hope you enjoyed my list. As I said, one is missing. It's my Aura Soma Tarot, but it's recharging and I won't disrupt it. I might redo at some point a video about it. So I wish you again a fantastic new year, and with plenty of insights, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.